Good morning, everybody. We're going to go ahead and start with our toe lifts, right and left. So I was actually watching, there's a guy that I follow that does like neurological stuff, like physical therapy, heels up, right, left, and he does little videos to help with pain and the brain part of pain. And he said that strengthening your shins and walking on your heels is one of the best things that you can do. Good, right leg, we're gonna swing it. So he said if you can like pull your toes up, walk on your heels, he's like that is one of the best things that you can do for pain prevention, but also just for working on your balance. Good, switching sides, so lift and back. So the ankle or the toe lifts that we do, it's very good for you. It's not quite the same thing as walking on your heels, but it strengthens those shin muscles. Good. Switching sides, take it out, little cross in front. So you can just tap and tap if you need to, but I want you to try to get that swing. We're working on a little bigger range of motion here. 2. Good. Switch it over to the other side, out and cross. So again, tap and tap is an option, but if you can, I want you to lift. Good. 4. 2, switching to the other side, heel down, toe up. We're just going to work on nice, good hip circles. Good, change direction. And I forgot, if you're doing the watch thing, I'm doing traditional strength training. Good, switching sides. See, this is the balance challenge. I'm not looking at something. I'm trying to hold my balance here. Good, change direction. That's the hard part. 4, 3, slow deadlift right in the center, hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall. Good, hinge, 2, stand, 2. All right, speed it up a little bit, hinge and stand. Now your faster might be slower than my faster. That's okay. We're working on technique. We're working on pushing the hips back towards the wall. 2, take it forward, hold it in place. We have our open and close the book. I think my brain is at like 90 miles an hour this morning and my body is still at about, town speeds. 2, bring it all the way up. We're gonna pull it down, reach it up. So ribs are tucked, starting to wake up those shoulders. So think pull down, press up. So you're pushing and pulling, strength in both directions. Slow squat right here. Hands can be at your chest. They can be behind your head, or they can just be down by your side. We want to think little tuck of the ribs, drop it down and lift up. So we don't want to push our buns out and arch the low back. We want to sit the buns down with a little braced core. So this is when it starts getting a little bit harder. It's kind of your test. Good, one more. Forward step and reach, take it forwards, pull it back. So little lunges, you can just step, but I want you to think about just a little drop. 3, 2, forward step, cross body, corner and back, corner and back. Good, 4, 3, 2, step it out to the side. We're gonna hold our side lunge. Just a little side to side movement here today. Good, 8. Good, 4, 3, hold it in the center, cat-cow, inhale, exhale. So I'm doing a little arch and then a little round. Now if you just wanna belly breathe, your spine just isn't going to go anywhere, but you're still gonna focus on your breathing, in and out. And you can focus on the breathing and still squeeze the shoulders. And that's actually a really good test. Can you brace your core, squeeze the shoulders without arching your back? Good, we're gonna walk it out to a plank. So I'm just gonna step it back because that's where I'm at right now. Walk it out to a plank, walk yourself back up to a standing position. So hinge, walk it out, and then walk it all the way back up. This is a good one for stretching your hamstrings. It's also good for starting to brace your core and stabilize your spine. And I know I talk about that a lot, but we really want to focus on making sure that we're bracing and stabilizing when we pick things up. That's how we prevent injury. That's how we try to keep our bodies safe. Good. I'm going to take it out one more time, and I'm going to hold it down on the floor. Nice, good plank position. You can hold your plank on against a chair, and we're going to do a down dog and then back to plank. Down dog, back to plank. So you can do this against a countertop, against a wall, on the floor, or use that chair. Good. One more. Down dog, plank. Now let's walk it all the way back up again. Bring it into the center. We got to do our heel stomps. Stomp and stomp. So if you're doing the stomp, this is just kind of a heel lift for me. I want you to think stomp it. Almost make your decor rattle. Good. March it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders. Up, back, and down. Grab a quick drink of water. I really need to get a kitty cam, you guys. She's all curled over, covering her eyes because it's too bright in here. So today, we have 5 circuits, 5 circuits, 3 exercises, 40 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. We're doing single-sided work today. What I want you to consider is when we do the first 2 exercises, go a little heavier if you can. The third exercise, we're going to put those 2 exercises together, lighten the load a little bit. I want you to try to go a little more quickly. So the first 2 are strength. The third one, we're putting them together and we're going to do a little power so you can lighten the load. So first one is we're going to do a squat, and we're just going to have a heavy dumbbell on one side. You can hold it by your hip, you can hold it at your shoulder. Second exercise is an overhead press. Yes, a side raise is okay. Third exercise is a squat to press. Then we're going to switch to the other side. So 40 seconds, just a squat in 3, 2, and 1. So just a regular squat. We're doing pretty much everything single-sided today. So everything is going to be round 1 right, round 2 left. We're working on unilateral, building one side, and then switching to the other. We're also getting core work here because we don't want to let our body lean, right? So we have to use our core to stabilize ourselves. But again, I want you to try to go, and heavy for you is different than me. I don't expect you to go grab a 15 or a 20-pound dumbbell and do this. Heavy on the first 2, lighter on the third. Go for a little more power. Good. Short rest, 10 seconds, overhead press or side raise. Either one is fine. 2 and 1. So soft knees, overhead press. And again, don't have to fly through this one. I'm going a little heavier, so I'm going to go slow and steady. If I start getting kind of tired, I can rest, hang out here, it's fine. Slow and steady. But if your technique starts to get kind of bad, I want you to rest, and then you can start back up again. 15 seconds, I'm going to lighten my load, and I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker, squat to press. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So heavy dumbbells going down. Now you can do a squat to side raise or a squat to press. Here's 2 and 1. So I want you to go down, press, down, press. And if you start getting tired, I get it. I'm already feeling my shoulder today. Squat, press. Use the legs. Transfer the energy from your legs into your arm. If you're here, this is okay. Squat, lift. Notice I'm not leaning. I'm not squatting and leaning. It's a squat and a lift. That's why we go a little lower, a little lighter on the weights. So for me, this is burning out my shoulder, but my legs are fine. 2 and 1. Shake it out. Going for our squat right into the other side. Right into the other side. Here's 2, 1. So again, I went back to my heavier weight. My focus here is building the muscle in my legs. So if it's easier for you to be here, that's fine. I just like having my hand at my shoulder. It's personal preference, but I want you to go heavier. Now it just depends on how you're gonna feel too, because we're getting a lot of squats, but these are the only squats we're doing today. Good, 10 seconds. So just a nice, good, steady squat. Build the muscle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, little rest. Side raise or overhead press. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So right here, soft knees, ribs are tucked. So sometimes we start getting tired and we want to get that dumbbell up there. You can see I'm arching my back. I want to just think soft knees, tail feather tuck, pressing down, pressing down. Remember, if you need to, just rest. It's okay. We go heavier weights, our reps go down. And it's quality over quantity. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lighten the load, lighten the load. We're going for a little bit more speed, which is why we're going lighter. 2, and 1. So squat, press. This almost feels super light. I feel like I'm just gonna fling it up into the ceiling. But as part of it is just because I just used a heavy weight, now I've lightened it. So my brain's like, oh, cool. It's not as heavy. So you can hold that pause at the top right here. Remember, you have that option. Squat, side raise. Notice I'm not leaning. I'm not here. It's a squat and a lift. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. Shake it out. Walk around. Grab a quick drink if you need it. Next set, kickstand deadlift. So we're just gonna do our deadlift, hinge, and stand. Second exercise, bicep curls. Third exercise, deadlift, bicep curl at the top. Easy peasy. So again, we're gonna grab one dumbbell. I'm not gonna fuss which hand has the dumbbell. Either one is fine. They both serve a purpose. But 40 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So just a kickstand deadlift. And I might seriously regret this later, but I'm gonna go heavier on my deadlift, okay? Because I know that 15 is too heavy, or too light, I should say, for my deadlifts. It's super light. I know I can go more. I just automatically grab my 15s, even though I can go all the way up to 30, and I know I can. Sometimes it's just habit and routine. Sometimes it's good to kind of challenge yourself a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, bicep curls. I am not doing bicep curls with a 20. That is just not gonna happen. So I'm gonna go to my 15. Good. And it's just bicep curl. Nothing fancy. Again, heavy for you. Heavy for you. I've got a 15, that's about right for me. But your heavy might be a 5 or an 8 or a 10. The nice thing is we only do one side once and then we switch and we're good. Good, so nice good curls. 10 seconds. I'm starting to feel these now. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I would say lighten your load, but for me, I'm gonna see how this goes. I should be okay, and I'm just gonna do my hammer curl. So deadlift to curl, here we go. So hinge and curl, and again, I want you to go a little faster. So this is a little bit of upper body focused with these. So when we go faster, again, we're not here and swinging our hips forwards. It's just down and a good lift. So you've got to pick something up to carry. And if you really need to, you can absolutely go a little slower. But when we do things like getting out of a chair, We're not going in slow motion. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. So we want to build strength, we want to build muscle, we want to build bone density, but we also want to do that strength quickly. Good, time is on. Kickstand deadlift over to the other side. Power is just strength and speed, and we don't have to fly through it, but to get up out of a chair or to get up off of the floor, you want to be able to get up quickly, stand quickly. So we're training different things. We're training strength, and then we're training power as well. Good, we've got 10 seconds. We're gonna flip it over to our bicep curls. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I'm switching to a little bit lighter, but heavy for me, for biceps. Here's 2, and 1. So just a nice good bicep curl and take it down. So heavier dumbbell, slow and controlled. Sometimes we're good here and then we just flop the arms down. 2 up, 2 down. Or slow up and slow down. And if you can kind of tell, this is also really good for your heart and your lungs. Okay, we've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself a little bit of a break. We're gonna go for our deadlift to bicep curl, and you just wanna try to go faster. So kickstand, here we go. So hinge, curl it up. Can you pick that item up off of the floor and bring it up to your chest? Quickly. So slow on the way down, power it up. So good hinge, and then good lift. We're pushing through our heel, and we're squeezing the glute and standing up nice and tall. Got that little pause at the top if you need to. Reset, and then get ready to come back up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Walk around, grab a drink. Gonna move on circuit number 3. We're gonna do a lunge, one side only, and then whatever leg steps back for your lunge or is in the back for your lunge, you're gonna stand tall and you're just gonna do a single-sided weighted march. Then we're gonna do a lunge and a knee drive, okay? Might wanna do that one body weight. But I'm gonna grab a dumbbell for my lunges. Again, I'm not picky what side you have it on, or you can do 2 light dumbbells, that's okay too. But 40 seconds, lunge in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm just gonna go for my lunge and stand. And again, I'm doing single-sided. Our workout today is unilateral and don't fall over. Again, I made the decision to try to go a little heavier today. So my body's like, wait, this is harder. But slow and steady, slow and steady. Got 10 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, weighted march. I want you to hold on to a dumbbell, and it can be single here or it can be single to the side, just to lift and tap. 2, and 1, good. So we're nice and tall, lift and tap. And if you can, try not to put the foot actually like fully on the floor. Can you just tap it up and down? Tap and down. So barely touch the toe down. Keep our body nice and steady, especially if you've got a dumbbell on one side, it wants to pull you over. We want to keep it nice and tall. So good hip flexors, good lift. Standing leg, pull that hip in, push that floor away. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This set, this is 1. If you want to do body weight, go for it. I'm good with it. 2, and 1. Good. So down, drive it up. Down, drive it up. Now you can do down, drive it up and tap your toe. Down, tap the toe. Or down, lift and take it down. So if you need that pause in the middle, down and lift. If you need to make it a shallower lunge, that's okay too. This is still power. You just have a smaller range of motion. If you need to shake out your hip, that's okay too. So lunge, knee drive. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Switching over to the other side, and I promise the rest of them, there's no legs. This is our last leg exercise for today. Good, time is on, so just a nice good lunge. Step it back, come up tall. Drop the back knee to the floor and stand. Front knee is gonna stay about over your shoelaces, so we don't wanna step back and push the front knee forwards. We're actually stepping back just a little. So your torso is going to go back a couple of inches when you drop the knee down. So we go back and then we go down. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little shakeout. We're gonna do that single-sided march. So whatever you did last time, same thing on this side. 2, 1, good. So stand nice and tall. Lift, tap the toe. Lift, tap the toe. So using the abs, using the hip flexors, lift and tap this side. Sometimes the hip likes to go out, pull it in, tuck it under, and stack. I like to think push the floor away versus pushing yourself up to the ceiling. Lift and tap. Good, we've got 10 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. We have our lunge with our knee drive. Remember, deep lunge, shallow lunge. We're just trying to go quicker. So you can be here and tap. So if you don't want to go knee up and if you don't want to go super deep, still got that hinge. So you can think, I'm stretching, and you should feel this. If you cup your butt, you're gonna feel a little bit of a stretch, and then you're gonna feel it come and tuck under. If you can go deeper and drive the knee, great. Personal preference. And I know my leg, I'm starting to feel it. My glutes are getting tired because they've been working this entire round. So they're gonna get basically 2 minutes of work. Good, rest, shake it out. Walk around, grab a drink. Grab a drink. We're gonna be down on the floor. Now, you don't have to be on the floor. Remember, you can always find a chair, you can always use a band. This one, instead of doing right, left, we're gonna do first round chest press, second round chest fly. Now, if you don't have a way to do chest flies, you can do chest press right, chest press left, that's fine. Second exercise is a crunch. So then we'll put it together and we'll do a press and then a crunch. Not as much power, but a little bit. If you're staying standing, grab a band or do incline push-ups. You're good to go. Now for your crunch, if you're doing incline push-ups, you can do a mountain climber and then do one push-up, one climber. If you're doing a banded chest press, you're gonna do your presses, and then you can do a march, or you can just do kind of a standing crunch, and then you're gonna do press with a little bit of a crunch if you're using a band. We're gonna take it down to the floor. So I gotta make sure I got both of my dumbbells. But we're just gonna start with a nice basic chest press. So take it all the way down, knees bent, feet flat, 40-second chest press in 3, 2, and 1. So just 40 seconds chest press. So again, this is your heavy. This is your heavy. Probably could have grabbed the 20s, but I'm not gonna mess with it today. And for the crunch, If you want to use a dumbbell in the just crunch set, that's fine. But you can also do the crunch body weight. Good, we've got 8 seconds. And then if you want to set the dumbbells down, go for it. 3, 2, and 1. Carefully set the dumbbells down. I set them by my hips, not out to the side. Safer for my shoulders. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm just thinking exhale and then down. So inhale down, exhale, nice good lift, and then lower. So I'm focusing on really good crunches. So inhale up, exhale on the lift. You can have your hands by your hips, you can have your hands at your chest. Make it a little easier, or hands lightly behind the ears. Good, 10 seconds. Then we're gonna do a press with a crunch. You can go lighter. 3, 2, and 1. All right, chest press with a crunch. Personal preference. You can also just do really light weights here. Here we go. So I'm gonna press it up, crunch, and then down. So I'm gonna try to do my crunch at the same time that I do my press. So nice good lift, little bit more speed. So nice deep breaths in, exhale out. Got about 12 seconds. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, short rest. We're just gonna do chest flies. Now, if you were staying standing or you're doing the incline push-up, you're just gonna do another chest press. Good, time's on. So palms facing in, open out, and then close in the center. So inhale and exhale. So a little chest fly. Always keep a soft bend in the elbow. Just go until you feel a little stretch in the chest and the biceps, and then come right back up again. So your hands are going to remain a couple inches away from the floor. They do not have to touch. 10 seconds. We're gonna go back for our crunches. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, carefully set those dumbbells down. Unless you want to add resistance for your crunch this round. 2, and 1. So just nice good crunch, and then lower. Now I am going to try to make this a little harder for myself. I'm going to bring it all the way up. I'm going to do a full sit-up. This is how I'm making my crunch harder. This is 100% optional for you. If you are going to do this, we're controlling it on the way up, slow on the way down as well. If you need to keep doing crunches, you keep doing crunches. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, grab those dumbbells. Remember, you can go lighter if you need to. We're gonna do a chest fly into a crunch. Good, time is on. So out, up, crunch. So I'm going smaller on my crunch, going a little bit faster. So out and up, crunch it up. I probably should have gone a little bit lighter on these dumbbells, but I still feel okay. So good. So I'm going to add in a full sit-up, and it works. Don't know if I'd want to go this any heavier. Good. Rest. Bring it in, shake it out, give yourself a little bit of a break. All right, I think we have time for one more set. We might just do one set instead of doing right, left like I planned, but we're gonna do skull crushers and leg lowers, and then we're gonna do our skull crusher with a leg lower. Now you can alternate the arms if that's what's gonna feel better for you, or just do skull crusher, leg lower, skull crusher with a leg lower. So we're gonna take it all the way up, just one set, both arms, 40 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. So skull crushers, arms up. Now you can do alternating right left because this is gonna end up being quite a bit of triceps. So you can alternate right left, especially since, you know, we're trying to go a little heavy, if you can. So lower and lift. So this is your heavy, hopefully. But again, your heavy is different than mine. If you're standing, you're just gonna do tricep kickbacks. When we start adding in the leg lower, that's gonna be a little trickier for you. So 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can hold the dumbbells up or set them down. We're gonna bring our legs up. We're gonna go into our dead bug position and we're gonna do an alternating heel drop. Your time is on. So heel drop and lift. If you're standing, if you want to just do a farmer's carry, that's fine. So you might just do a farmer's carry on the right side, and then when we do our compound move, do a farmer carry on the left side. This is the one set that's a little bit tricky to do if you're doing standing stuff, but that is perfectly okay to do. Good, we've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Short rest. We're gonna grab those dumbbells, bring it right back up again. We're gonna go skull crusher, and I want you to think about opposites. So just like when we do dead bugs, good, your time is on. It's gonna be right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. So we're going to do our skull crusher with our heel tap, opposite arm and leg. So this is also going to work on your brains a little bit. Now the hard part is when I do this with triceps, I kind of start to try to turn it into a pullover. So really think, just bend and straighten the elbow, open and close your hip. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, set the dumbbells down. We're only doing one set of these. I always try to figure out the math when we do these ones. Probably should have just done 30 seconds, but that's okay. So give yourself a little rest, give yourself a little break. If you want to, take a moment. You can put your equipment away or at least get it out of your way. Give yourself a little space. And if anybody really wants to do that second set of skull crushers, you absolutely can. I will not stop you. But for time, we're gonna go into our stretching. All right, we're gonna bring our legs up, sitting on our buns. And you can do this lying on your back, sitting in a chair. Right leg only, we're just gonna wiggle it in and out. Wiggle it in and out. So we're keeping our buns glued to the floor. And again, you can take your leg out straight. Just make sure, imagine you're wearing a brace on your knee and your ankle, and you have to move the entire leg as one piece. Good, 2, and 1. Bring it in, switch it over to the other side, same thing. Hip leads, knee and ankle follow. So we're working on hip mobility, internal, external rotation. Good, in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, take those legs out straight. We're gonna take our legs nice and straight, pull the toes up towards the ceiling. Your first goal is to be able to sit up nice and tall. So straight and straight. This is where you start. You might be back here, but I'm still straight. Just think about geometry, right? Your angles are still straight on a triangle. They just might be 90 degrees, they might be 45, they might be 135, but you still have those straight lines. If you want to add a little walk forwards, reach for your toes, go for it. But we just don't want to let the knees pop up off the ground. If you're doing this sitting in a chair or standing, you can do one leg and then switch. If your heart rate is still high, I don't know if I would do a forward fold. If you do, keep your head above your heart for now. Good, let's go ahead and bring it in. Take the legs wide into a straddle. Same thing, knees and toes pointing to the ceiling, legs are straight. Your straddle might be bigger, your straddle might be smaller. First goal is to sit nice and tall. Second goal is, can we start to walk ourselves forwards? If you can't, it's okay. It's okay. As long as you're feeling a stretch, that's what we want. You might feel a stretch when you're leaning back a little bit. If you're in dance or anything like that, they sometimes call this a pancake, because if you're really flexible, your legs are out to the side and you're flat to the floor like a pancake. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way up. Take the legs in. Left leg is going to stay straight. Right foot, we're going to cross it over. Put that foot on the floor. Mine's about by my knee. Sit up nice and tall, and we're going to pull that right knee up and over towards your opposite shoulder. If you want to add a little torso turn, you can, but you do not have to. I want you to focus on stretching the hip, but if you're more flexible, I like to kind of dig my elbow into the side of my leg. So I'm using my elbow to kind of help push my stretch. Again, the rotation is kind of optional, especially if you've got issues with your spine. Maybe don't do the rotation. Good, bring it in the center, switching over to the other side. Right leg straight, left foot cross it over, foot on the floor if you can. Sit tall, pull your knee towards your opposite shoulder. Now again, if you can take that arm or take that elbow and drive the elbow into your outer thigh. My other arm, I have it by my hip in the back for support, and just do a little turn. My shoulder is away from my ear. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in the center. We're going to flip it over for hands and knees. We're going to do our child's pose, and then we're going to do our runner's lunge. So if you need to come to standing, this is a good time to do it. Tuck the toes under, reach the arms out, and then push back. Sit your hips towards your heels. If it's too much for you to take your hands to the floor, have your hands on yoga blocks, on a chair, and just elevate a little bit. As long as you're getting that stretch, you're good. Now I'm going to walk myself forwards so that my hips are a little bit more in line with my heels. This is going to be more of a low back arch, which may not feel good for you, and if it doesn't, then you can skip this one. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to come up to hands and knees, and then we're going to come up into a plank, but we want to take our right foot by our right hand, and we're going to drop our left knee down towards the floor. You can have your hands elevated on a chair or on yoga blocks. You could probably even have your back knee elevated on a block if you needed to. And we're just going to hold the stretch, and I'm just going to do a little wiggle. So I'm just going to kind of wobble side to side. Good. 3, 2, 1. Lift it back up into that plank. Step it back. Switching sides, left foot by your left hand. Carefully drop the back knee towards the floor. And then again, we're just going to hold. If you're standing, this is a great one to do holding a plank with your hands on the seat of a chair. So it's just a little wiggle. This one's a good one. They call it world's greatest stretch when you start adding in a couple other things, because you're getting your hips, your hamstrings, your inner thighs, your torso. Good. 3, 2, 1. We're going to come to standing. So I am just going to lift up into my plank and step forwards and come up from a squat. You can step back into a plank and come to your knees. You can walk yourself up. It's kind of whatever feels good. So roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket, thumbs pointing forwards. Good. Shoulders down, ear to shoulder, side to side. Bring the head up, look to one side, look to the other. Bring it in the center. Right arm, pat on the back. Left arm, we're going to try to scratch our back. So palm down, palm facing out. Can you get them closer without arching our back? That's the hard part. I want to do it too. I'm like, I can get them closer, I swear. Good. Release. Bring it down. Other side. Hand up. Hand reaches back. If you're really tight, you might be here, and that's okay. I'm getting better at this. Like, I can definitely tell I have a couple fingers that they're almost touching. So definitely improvement. Good. Bring it in. Just a little shake out. Couple deep breaths in right here. Spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. Good. Big breath in and out. And you are all done.